Alright, before we begin today's animated story, I just want to emphasize that anything that could potentially offend you, especially if you're a woman, take it with a grain of salt, because I've seen how people get when they get offended over the internet, and it's not pretty, and it's kind of sad. So, at the end of the day, just remember, it's just a joke. Well, at least most of what I'm saying. Tinder. I honestly didn't think I'd be talking about it this early. But I guess things change. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So for anyone who doesn't know, Tinder is an app where you talk and meet new people, of course. If you're physically attracted to the person, you'll swipe right. If not, you'll swipe left, vice versa. Or if they're looking extra juicy, you can super like them by swiping up. But you can only do that once. If you try to do it twice, it'll ask you to upgrade to the premium membership, which... who does that shit? Tinder is basically the better version of Hot or Not, if anyone still uses it or knows what that is. Before I even go any further, let me just say, don't believe the hype. Because these women on Tinder don't know what the fuck they want. And you know, that sounds about right because it's not that much different in real life. Here, let me break it down for you. So, I've matched with about 167 women on Tinder. And out of that 167, I've hit up about 60 of them. And out of those 60, I've only met 8 of them. Now, I already know that some of you are thinking this.
8? Boy, your game must be weak.
First of all, no. Second of all, these aren't regular women that we're talking about here. These are what I like to call Tinder bitches. Now, this is where shit can get pretty complex, but I'm gonna keep it simple for you guys. So Tinder bitches fall into 4 categories. We have the goofy, the dry filthy bitch, the looking for friends, on a dating app, and lastly, the one that will show genuine interest that can actually carry a conversation until she falls into categories 1 and 3 and leaves you on Reddit or open for absolutely no reason. But we'll call her the genuine bitch. Now with all that in mind, the odds are stacked against you. Shit, and I barely scratched the surface. I haven't even covered height discrimination, I need a job, and... what the fuck? Okay, I know there's been a lot of pauses, but who in their goddamn mind would do this? Cause that's a solid no for me. I already have a puzzle to solve as soon as I even talk to a bitch. What kind of game should I spit? How goofy she is? If she thinks Wingstop is good? The list goes on. So, I'm good. Now I know I made Tinder seem like a frustrating app to use, and oh, trust me, it fucking is. But, with perseverance and how horny and lonely you are, you will yield some bitches. And that actually brings me to my next category I wanted to cover with you guys, which is called the real. Now, if you encounter this type of Tinder bitch, her chances of responding automatically increase by 40%, and she's more inclined to give you the time of day. And when you get that time, oh nigga, you better make use of that time, because these Tinder bitches are quick to stop responding. And don't even think about saying any basic shit like hey or how you doing, because that'll leave you drier than my dick was the first 2 years of high school. So now that I've shown you the essentials, you should at the very least have a better understanding of how Tinder works and get your first encounter. And that is exactly what I'm going to share with you guys today. Now, for the sake of protecting the innocent and to show I'm not a complete asshole, I won't use her real name. So we'll call her Iris. Now, I didn't meet Iris right off the bat. There was about a 2-week gap difference between the time I first texted her to when I met her. Why? I don't know, bitches, I guess. So amidst the conversation, I asked her if she wants to hang out. And when she told me to come through, I was like, ooh, I'm getting me some cheeks tonight. Ow!
I was up late night balling, so far from my past misfortune. No sleeping, late nights, no eating, gun squeezing. I'm a real artesian, remote